right, 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully we didn't run too late there talking to Brianna. Hank, it is time for Veterans News, and Hank Whittier is in the studio. Good morning, Hank.
It's Larry's fault.
How you doing? It is my fault. I know. It's just
well, we're here.
I got the chat.
Got a couple of folks with us. Things ran a little over, so don't mind the confusion.
Yeah,
but nothing unusual.
We're still getting set up, yeah.
Yeah, you know what. Anyway, another one of those good days, at least as far as the, we're on the air, guys. As far as the soldiers, military concerned, there are no casualties this morning to read. Unfortunately, there are some firemen, and I'm not sure I think there might be some police officers as well.
Oh, wow.
But Brian Sudhoff's here. Brian, what is your official title is?
Good morning, Assistant Fire Chief.
Assistant Fire Chief, City of Ocala. Yeah, and been here 31 years, you told me?
Yes, it'll be 31
years.
years.
We're gonna talk about some stories that we know about Brian later on.
That'll be a short joke.
Well, you hope.
I hope, yeah.
But Bob, you got the other casualties. You got some police officers as well.
Firemen. Two law enforcement.
All right, we'll see if they call in. But in the meantime, Brian, why don't you go ahead and start that off with your casualties?
Sure. This week we just have one firefighter casualty by the name of Jonathan Burgess. Is a firefighter age 33 with 14 years of service. Died on January the 8th. He was with the South Alabama Regional Airport Fire Department located in Andalusia, Alabama, and he died of an apparent heart attack while performing safety checks on the runway. He becomes the second firefighter to die in the line of duty this year.
Another one of those heart attack things with the firemen, I guess, is synonymous.
Pretty prevalent.
Yeah. They haven't called in from the Sheriff's Department, and it's about, go ahead and do that. If they call in, we'll go ahead and tell them we've already done it. I don't think they called in last week, so there may be a little glitch going on, and they may be just busy today.
Good morning. We have a Tennessee High Patrol Trooper Michael Slago. He died during a vehicle crash on Long Mile Road in Knox County. His patrol car slid off the highway after striking a patch of ice. Trooper Slago had served with the Tennessee High Patrol for 28 years. He was also assigned to the State Supreme Court detail. He had also served as a Granger County Sheriff officer for 4 years. He is survived by a wife and a daughter.
And continuing is Sergeant Rick Ridgebaugh of the Chittimaw Tribal Police Department.
Robert, would you the switch on there?
Sorry,
I apologize, sir.
There you go.
Okay, going back, Sergeant Rick Rickenbach of Chittimaw Tribal Police Department, Tribal Police in Clairton, Louisiana. He was shot with a shotgun, fatally wounded, and he is survived by his wife, son, and 2 daughters and grandchildren. He was 15 years on tour of duty. And those are all we have.
Okay.
Sir.
Anybody have anybody local? I've got 2. Lucy Gonzalez passed away. I don't know if you know. Yeah, I didn't know that until just I talked to her sister yesterday. So Lucy was a well-known disabled veteran in this area. Was pretty involved until the last couple of years. U.S. Army, I believe. I'm not sure, really. His sister didn't really want to talk a lot yesterday. And Chuck Bush, who was United States Marine Corps career, saw some pretty heavy action. Chuck was one of those interesting guys who was very self-educated and smart guy. Wrote a book, but did it all on his own. Didn't have any formal education, but he was a bright guy. So the 2 of them have passed. 2 more distinguished veterans gone. I guess that's it. So we'll go ahead and do Amazing Grace, and hopefully the Sheriff's Department will call in later.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear, the hour I first believed. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, we have already gone. 'Twas grace that brought us safe thus far, and grace will lead us
You got what on the 11th?
His meeting.
Okay, Hank.
With who? I'm talking to these guys. I'm sorry. You know?
You'll back on there.
It's a private conversation.
Yeah.
No, Rick Nugent is having an open office here in Ocala.
They're
And
getting
it's
ready
on
to
the
announce-
11th.
Yeah, they're going to put out a form. I was over there yesterday.
Yeah.
They're in Stearns' old office, and they've
Yeah.
done a great job over there. But great staff too. He's put together a terrific
Yeah,
staff.
Nick is very good.
Well, Nick and Justin's down, and Shauna's over there still. Shauna's still there part time. Yeah. So listen, if you didn't had a chance to get over there, but they're going to be an open house on the 11th, and they'll be putting out a formal announcement anytime now. So
Yeah, he's got a few of my photographs he's
yeah,
going to
great,
display over there.
fantastic. Very good. All right, you know what you have to do today, Robert? What do you have to do?
Robertson's Funeral Home and
There you
Cemeteries.
go.
I'm going to let John do the other one, but Robertson's Funeral Home and Cemeteries. And I'm losing my voice. Sorry about that. Been in Marion County for over 100 years and try to do everything they can to help people in their hour of need. And if you want them to come and talk to a group about last internments and so forth, please give them a call. They'll be more than happy to work with you.
Okay. Now
And then you want me to do it. I got that.
listen,
yeah.
I think, no one does it quite like you. I mean, you've got it down. I know the wife's been telling me you've been practicing in the mirror, the whole thing.
Yes. So Calla, Ford, and Lincoln.
Okay.
And they've been there with Steve Halsey and Tom.
Steve
and
who?
Steve Halosi. I'm sorry. Steve Halosi. Whatever. He'll get me later. Trust me. Knowing him. But they'll be more than happy to work with you, and if you're interested in a new car or used car, they have both, and get you into one of the new Ford Focus or one of the new other.
I'm looking
in
forward
line.
to that grand opening down there in Bellevue. It's coming up pretty soon.
They've got a balloon specially designed for
I
you,
know,
sir.
probably take me away, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Roberts is going to be standing by just in case.
Well, sooner or later, everything goes up, must come
It
down.
gotta come down.
Hank will come down. Yeah.
It's the law of average.
Yeah. Good. Okay. So we got Roberts and Ford Lincoln and
Ford Lincoln.
Okay,
And
very good.
Lincoln is brand new on the marketing aspect and really nice cars.
Well, that's going to be the company car. I know you guys are going to talk about it as soon as Don gets on the board next week. We'll talk about
did
that.
he say that he was
kinda promised
obligating
me-
to do
Yeah,
this?
he kind of promised me.
Oh,
something,
okay.
yeah.
Well, we'll work on him.
Yeah. I'll let you do that one too, since you're on a roll. We got another dance coming up in February down there in Lady Lake, American Legion Post.
Yeah, on February 17th, and they will have the Sugar Bear Band. And if you have any questions at the American Legion Post down there, 347, you can call Ron at 352-307-7873. That is in Lady Lake.
Outstanding. And of course, our friends out at the VFW at 4209, where the tank is out there. They got
Always
their
have
Fridays.
something good to eat.
Yeah, they got a, their fish fry, and I think they're having barbecue chicken or something as well this
Yes,
time
sir.
around. So they put out a good meal. So get over there about 4:30 and get your meal ordered and have some good grub on a Friday night. And I know Curly's always got something going on. He's selling
Something about sweet potato
pies or something. He usually has a whole list of things.
Yes, and good morning, Ocala, Marion County, once again. It is to come down to Curly, Sergeant Curly, as the group down here calls me. Anyway, we're here to announce that the Brady Owens VFW 7193 is having this trip to the Holy Land, and it is scheduled for the Thursday at the February 21st, and the adult tickets are $40 and the children tickets are $35. And the trip includes transportation to and from. It's down to Orlando, and it has a continental breakfast, and we're leaving from 7:30 a.m. from the Mount Moriah Missionary Baptist Church parking lot. And the deadline for the tickets was today, actually. So for more information, you need to call the commander at 352-629-4285, or you can call Ernestine Porter at 352-629-1668. That's the trip to the Holy Land. The deadline for the tickets was actually today. So if you haven't called already, make sure you get that call and get your tickets reserved. The next thing we have to announce is, of course, the BFW Post Golf Scramble. This is our 4th annual one, and it's going to be once again at the Pine Hills Golf Course, and it's scheduled for March the 2nd, and the registration starts from 8 to 8:30. 4-player team scramble. Entry fee is $60 per player, and that includes your lunch and your free-range balls and your golf cart. It also have contests where you have the longest drive with the men and the women. Also have a contest closest to the pin, and your mulligans are $2 each, and then you're going to have a 50-50 drawing. Prizes includes trophies and first, second, and third place teams. And the field is limited to 100 players, so get your checks and money orders and get everything squared away so that you can be a part of that team. Send all your monies and your money orders to VFW Post 7193, P.O. Box 6413, Ocala, Florida. And we're also looking for sponsors. We ask that you get in contact with Cherry Elder Prince. The number is 620-0476, or call Ron Reese at 352-281-2685. And the deadline for this is February 25th, 2013. Remember now, this is our 4th annual VFW Scramble Golf Tournament, and all proceeds that we make, anything at all proceeds go to our Brady Owens Community Center VFW Post, which is going to be located at 3140 Northwest Old Gainesville Road. Once again, we're inviting everybody to the C.H. Hatchcock 38 Royal Arch Chapter, Alachua, Florida, 2nd Annual Masonic Worship Service, which is located, going to be at the New Covenant Missionary Baptist Church, 606 Southwest Broadway. And the Reverend Stanley Jacobs is the pastor, and all this is being held by Companion Edward Sapp, 3rd Second Degree, excellent High Priest of the C.H. Hadcock Royal Arch Chapter out of Alachua. And the guest speaker is Minister Frank L. McComb, and that's going to be Sunday, February the 10th, 2013 at 4:00 p.m. So come all, and enjoy the Royal Arch Chapter, Alachua, Florida, and have this. We're going to have everybody that's associated with the Masonic Order to come out and enjoy this celebration. It's going to be a wonderful time. So come out and enjoy. Thank you very much.
Okay, listen, we're going to get to Brian and some fire safety things. Probably right, we're going to take an early break, but let me introduce one other person. Don, you got to get a little closer up here, buddy. There's a microphone. That's a microphone.
Well, thank you.
The one I forgot to turn on. Now, people don't realize how lucky they are that this is not television. If they had to look at Don, it would be a really bad morning out there. It would be a Pepto-Bismol morning.
He has to sneak up on a
tell
glass
him,
of water.
just for chuckles, tell them who you are and why you're here.
Okay,
You remember that much. You can remember
I'll
that.
try. I'm Don
Read
Harrison.
the notes. Read the notes.
I just moved down here from Washington, D.C. I've been here for 2 years now. I've been commuting back and forth. I spent 37 years in the intelligence community. I'm a combat wounded Marine. Spent about 10 and a half months in the hospital, lost an eye, shot in the shoulder, shot in the leg. Down here now with my wife, who's retired from the FBI, and we're working together and trying to give back to the community. I joined the Masons over here in Marion Dunn Lodge number 19, and we're getting together with the community to help support our veterans, our wounded heroes. There should be no wounded hero homeless. So we're getting together on a big golf tournament in October that will pull in all the services and agencies together to help and assist for the one cause of putting homeless veterans in homes. So I spent, like I said before, 37 years in the intelligence community. I was the special assistant to the Assistant Secretary of Defense for Command, Control, Communications, and Intelligence at the Pentagon. I spent most of my career overseas. I've been chased out of more countries than most people visited. I'm happy to be back, and I'm honored to be with a group like this, distinguished group here today. And I want to thank you all very much, and I want to pass my information to you. It's Don Harrison, and you can contact us at the Marion Dunn Lodge, or you can contact us through Veterans Support and Veterans. We would love to have you come in and help us and support us and try to make this happen.
Don didn't tell you that he was shot by his own troops.
In a bar.
Is that why he's intelligence?
Yeah,
An oxymoron.
it's an oxymoron in the Marine Corps. It's not quite accurate. Anyway, Don's trying to come aboard with us in terms of, he just got to know some of us with Vets Helping Vets, and we're looking forward to working with him. And he didn't tell you he's also from Cambridge,
Massachusetts.
Cambridge, Mass. We wouldn't let him across the river into Boston.
We're
So.
working on a southern accent now, right?
He's working
yes,
on
I
that,
am.
yes.
But we're glad to have you
Well,
here
that's
in
sort of
Marion
at the
County.
south
I
end
have
of
to
the
slow down a little.
Thanks for your
Little bit,
service.
little
Thank
bit.
you.
You got a phone call?
You want to go to the phone? All
Yeah,
right.
we're going to take a break in just a second, and then we'll come back with Brian.
Good morning. You're on the air with Hank.
Good morning, Hank.
Hey, Sonny, how you doing?
I have a personal question.
A personal question?
Well, yeah, sort
Okay.
of. It's my Veterans Universal Access identification card needs to be replaced. It's all scratched up, and like the barcode is kind of worn out on there because it's on the edge of the card.
You talking about your VA card?
Well, yeah, it's a VA, and how would I go
Yeah,
about?
you can get a VA card upstairs at the clinic. They can replace it upstairs.
Oh, all I have to do is go to the.
Yeah, you need to call them first because they only take the photos certain days.
Oh.
So give them a call,
Yeah,
369-3320, and if it's that VA card I think you're talking about,
Yeah.
they can replace it upstairs.
Well, anyway, yeah, that's good to know.
Yeah. I thought you were still wishing for some more testimony from Hillary or something.
Oh, yeah.
Huh? And wasn't that wonderful?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
You know, what's the difference? I can't get over that statement.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. What's the difference?
Oh,
What's the difference statement?
You have a gentleman there who's from with the intelligence agency.
Well, he claims to have. If you had met him, you wouldn't listen. There's nothing intelligent about Don, but
Well, I mean, there's a man that has firsthand experience
Yeah,
of what was going on.
yeah, he
And
would
like
be.
he said, he was chased out of more countries than
Yeah.
people have visited. But the thing is, we lost 4 guys here. The ambassador, the ambassador, and everybody else in the consulate. When you think they would be in the embassy, and et cetera, et cetera. I mean, nobody's giving any answers, and what you hear out of them is lies.
Yeah, well, the families are still not satisfied, and until the families are satisfied with an explanation, that's when I'll get satisfied with an explanation.
Well,
I watched that whole hearing, and that was just, you know what, that was like daytime soap is what it was.
Oh, you're insulting a daytime
I
soap.
probably am. All right, Sonny, I appreciate it, bud. But give them a
Thanks
call,
for
see if you can't get, if you have a problem, Sonny, give me a buzz, okay?
You have their number by chance?
Yeah, 369-3320. That's the VA clinic.
Yeah.
And just tell them, hey, you got a VA card that needs to be replaced because it's all tattered and torn, you know.
All right, 369-3320.
Yep.
All right, thanks a lot,
bud.
Hank.
Talk to you, buddy.
Yeah, great programming. Love you guys.
Okay, man.
Yeah.
Love you too, Sonny. Take care, bud. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll do Brian, and Brian, it's your turn in the hopper, so to speak. Okay.
We'll be right back.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Making a list of 3 things that go well every day increased the happiness levels of volunteers. And the longer volunteers continued to write down what made them grateful, the better they felt. For every 1 point increase in our body mass index, scientists say we'll experience a 1 point decrease in memory. Stand as far away from sick people as possible and do not get into a confined space with them like an elevator.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Well, another year has come and gone, and this year there's some, let's call them fresh opportunities at Ford Lincoln of Ocala. Start with America's freshest lineup and add in nothing short of Ford's MP Genius. 7 models EPA rated at 40 miles per gallon highway or better, so you can, well, go further. Not to mention Ford beats Toyota in fuel economy ratings in every segment where they both compete. All right, Ford has you covered at the pump. Now let's talk about how Ford Lincoln of Ocala has you covered on the price. Besides Ford Lincoln of Ocala's exclusive low price guarantee, they're sweetening that up even more by picking up your first 3 payments. You heard it, Ford Lincoln of Ocala will pick up your first 3 payments on select new 2013 Fords. How fresh is that? Freshen up your new year by a visit to Ford Lincoln of Ocala, test drive America's best-selling vehicles, and let us pick up your first 3 payments on your new Ford during their America's Freshest Lineup sale. Well, what are you waiting for? Nothing stays fresh forever. Head to Ford Lincoln of Ocala now or point and click your way to freshness at FordLincolnofOcala.com.
Life's journey has many ups and downs, but you can take comfort in the knowledge that Robert's Funeral Home is here to serve you and your family with loving care and dignity. The Roberts family has been providing their caring services since 1898 and offer traditional, custom, cremation, and veteran services. Pre-made arrangements are also available. Roberts Funeral Homes. Great funeral homes serve great people.
Pick up your copy of Lady Lake Magazine featuring local businesses and issues and written by local volunteers. Lady Lake Magazine has become a must-read in Marion, Lake, and Sumter counties, audited by Circulation Verification Council and serving the area for 23 years. Plus, Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. All we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 352-804-1223 and pick up your copy of Lady Lake Magazine today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online. They've served our country. They've kept us free. And they need your help.
We're sitting in Veterans Park. You can't sit here not realizing that you're surrounded by heroes. There are a lot of heroes in our community. A lot of heroes, unfortunately, are not in good financial shape. They're hurting both physically and financially. We step in and help directly. Our role is to reach out to them. We're there to help the veteran. We do counseling. We do outreach. Sometimes it's just coming into the office and sitting down and saying, hey, I've got a problem, and you're talking to another veteran who understands that problem.
Everybody who works for the Vets Helping Vets are awesome, and they are so kind to everybody. They're like my second family. They really are.
They have been there during the holidays. I have gotten unexpected visits, assistance.
Vets Helping Vets of Marion County needs your help. Call today, 352-433-2320, and pledge your support to Vets Helping Vets of Marion County.
It really has been a blessing.
Okay, guys, listen up. It's that time of year again. Little chocolate hearts, roses, earrings. Valentine's Day's coming up. Last year you got me slippers that didn't fit. The year before, it was that steering wheel cover for my car. And don't even get me started on the vacuum cleaner incident. Now, don't get me wrong, flowers and jewelry would be nice, but this year I'd like something I can thank you for every single day. That new bathroom I've been dreaming about. You know, the one with the rain heads, body sprayers, touchless faucets, bidet, and even the seat warmer. So here's what you do. Step 1, return the crock pot and apron that you thought were good ideas. Step 2, Pick up the phone and call Mike Scott Plumbing now.
You heard the lady, guys. Call today to schedule an appointment to visit one of our beautiful showrooms. The main showroom in Hernando or the new showroom in Wildwood, right across from Brownwood Square. Call today, 237-2888. That's 237-2888. And remember, if water runs through it, we do it. Mike Scott Plumbing.
And that leaf blower in the closet better be for your mother.
All right, 28 minutes before 10 o'clock. Let's rejoin Hank Whittier.
Now, I think that's a secret, right? That if I have women coming on the show, that they're not invited. That's not a secret. Everybody in town.
Everybody knows that.
Everybody knows me. My wife even could tell you that. Vivian will call. You got a phone call?
You want a phone call?
Let's take. Yeah, it's probably Vivian.
Good morning.
Let's take the phone.
On the air.
Hey, good morning. This is Dennis.
Hey, Dennis.
I was on my way to Gainesville. I usually don't go out 36th Street, but I intentionally went that way so I could look at the tank.
What is it?
I took my digital camera so I could take several pictures of it. I have identified it as an M47, which is the first in the series of patent tanks, which was built after the war.
Okay.
So I called the commander. I really didn't know what it was when I first saw it, and I worked on M48 tanks, and he told me that's what it was. Well, I didn't argue with him because I'm not going to call somebody and ask them a question and then argue with him. That's kind of rude. But I knew that he was wrong. So I asked him if it had a history. Did it, serve anywhere? And he said he didn't know, but he would find out.
Okay.
So anyway, I came home and looked on the internet at M48 tanks, which I worked on, and then M47 tanks, which I knew it was one model before the ones I worked on because I had exposed exhaust, which glowed red at night, and they got rid of that.
Okay.
And so it's definitely an M47, and if I find out that it has a history, I will be instrumental in putting a plaque there to give it.
Yeah, and share that information with us when you find out, okay?
I sure will.
All right, thanks, Dennis. That's that tank that's outside of 4209.
4805 Northeast 36th
Thank you.
Avenue.
All right, thanks, Dennis. Thanks for doing that. So, we all know what's out there, but I always wonder what model it was. So it's an M47 after World War II. All right, listen, we're still brought to you by Ford Lincoln of Ocala. They're glad to be with us, and I'm glad to be with them. They're good people. They'll take care of you. They'll sell you a new car. They'll sell you a used car, and they'll take care of your existing vehicle, whatever that might be. They're good folks out there.
Very good service department.
And then we got the folks at Roberts Funeral Home and Cemetery. Has been around this community for a long time, and probably take care of all of us the way things are going in the not too distant future. At least the way I felt this past week. I was ready, but had some sort of bug. But
Roberts was sending.
Yeah, they were standing. What I told you,
they got that special deal for you.
They have fast response to my driveway.
Yes, they do.
Anyway, they're good folks, and both of those folks, Roberts Funeral Homes and Ford Lincoln, are real good community people. They take good care of us, and so we need to take care of them a little bit. And of course, WOCA. Listen, we've got Brian Sudhoff here, and Brian is with the Ocala Fire Department. I asked him to come in and talk a little bit about fire safety. Now, you probably don't think you need that, but tonight it's going down to 31, 32 degrees, and I think tomorrow night the same way. So folks are going to be using space heaters, and I told you about the fellow I met a couple of weeks ago using a kerosene heater in the house. I was real disturbed by that. We bought him a little electric heater to use, which I thought was a little bit safer. So, Brian, it's all yours, but tell us about some do's and don'ts.
Today. We could do a whole lot of things.
You going to say that at the end of that now? You're gonna, really?
Probably. Yeah, it is going to get cold tonight. So I have a story I'd like to share about space heaters. Most people think that they're safe, and the newer ones have the safety tip-over device. If they tip over, they turn off. But last winter we went to a fire where the kids had knocked the cushions off the couch, ended up against the space heater. Didn't knock over the space heater, so throughout the night when it heated up, it caught fire, caught the rest of the living room on fire. Fortunately, they were able to escape with their lives, but got to be very careful with space heaters.
Okay, well, that's good to know, yeah, because a lot of people think they're automatically safe now, but there's still a problem if you don't handle
Absolutely.
them right.
And you know,
Yeah.
fireplaces, and there's so many other causes of fire that we can talk about today. What I would like to do is start with just talking about the history of the fire department. Most people don't know that we've been around for 127 years. Now, I haven't been around that long, but the fire department was established here in Ocala after the Thanksgiving Day fire in 1883.
Okay.
After the downtown area
Downtown
burned down,
burned
the city
down.
fathers decided they needed a paid fire department, so we certainly have a whole lot of history.
How many people in the fire department today? How many?
We have 145 sworn personnel today, manning
Okay.
6 fire stations.
Outstanding. Very good. Yeah, you guys do a good job. I told you years ago I was on your pension board for a little while. I enjoyed that.
Yeah,
that
that's
was
right.
Fun. That was fun. Interesting. Not necessarily fun, but it was interesting. Okay. Tell me some of the most common causes of fires here in Marion County. Besides, I know space heaters must be one of them.
Wintertime, certainly fires go up, but I think it's certainly noteworthy, not only here in Ocala, but throughout the entire nation. Do you know what the number one cause of fire is?
Smoking? I don't know.
Cooking fires.
Cooking fires. Okay.
Yeah.
Very
Do you know
nice.
how common that occurs? You know, so do me a favor. If you're in the kitchen, do not ever leave the kitchen if you have something in the microwave. And don't leave the kitchen if you have something in the oven. Okay? Because it just takes a moment.
Could you kind of personalize that message and say, Vivian?
I don't want to say that. I was going to say Alina, my wife, but no. So let me give you a little scenario. You're at home, and I know you guys are great cooks, so your spouse is maybe in the kitchen, and a little fire develops. All right, and I'd like to actually all of our listeners to think about this. How would you put out the fire?
What kind of fire it is? Smother it.
Well, certainly smothering would be a good thing. You know, if it's a grease fire, put a lid on top of the pan, put a wet rag over the burning liquid. Fire extinguisher, great thing to have in your kitchen. But unfortunately, most people, when they're not thinking, they probably try to put a little water on it. We see that all the time.
No water.
And as you know, that makes things so much worse.
Okay.
So,
So water's a no-no on a grease fire or any? Or, yeah.
absolutely.
Okay.
So we'd like every home to have certainly working smoke detectors. We can talk about that this morning.
Yeah.
But make sure you have a fire extinguisher. Make sure that you keep it in your kitchen, because as we know, that's where most fires start.
Okay. Can people get free smoke detectors still?
Absolutely. Here in the city of Ocala, we have a program. You can get a free smoke alarm by either coming down to the fire department, you can call us, or you can go to a website. The website is www.smokealarms@ocalafl.org. And I was very fortunate. I've gotten them through grants, so we do that at no cost to the taxpayer. If you need somebody to install it, let us know. We got lots of firefighters willing to do it for you.
Okay, very
And
good.
we'll put them up at no cost.
Okay.
And
That's great. Yeah, because
timely
a lot of
manner.
the families that we deal with through our office, $10 or $15 it sounds like a lot of. It's a lot of money to them.
It is a lot of money.
Absolutely.
Or
But smoke
even $9
detectors
and
is so
$10.
important,
Yeah.
and let me tell you why. Did you know that the average house fire, if you're not out in 3 minutes, typically you're dead? It takes a minute and a half to normally create enough smoke to set off a smoke alarm.
Wow.
So if it's in the middle of the night, you're asleep, the smoke alarm goes off, you've only got
almost too
90
late.
seconds now to get out.
Really? Wow. I didn't realize that.
Go low to the ground and move.
Absolutely. So every home should have a smoke alarm. If you need one, come call me, come see me, and we're happy to provide it for you.
Okay. Besides, so you do have a phone number as well as a website, and what's the phone number?
The phone number for Ocala Fire Rescue is 629-8306. And repeating it, it's 629-8306. Or you can go to the website, or you can just Google smokealarms.ocalafl.org.
Now, how many smoke alarms should they have in the house?
Depends on your size of your house and how many bedrooms that you have and how they're spaced, you know, if it's a split plan or if they're together.
Mm-hmm.
But certainly we recommend at least one for every home, and if it's a multi-story home, one for each floor.
Okay. And what about types of fire extinguishers you recommend?
There are certainly many types of fire extinguishers. Typically we recommend the ABC, if you look at it, which means that it's good for all classes of fire. Wood, paper, plastic.
Mm-hmm.
It's also good on grease fires or things that may occur in the kitchen, and also for electrical fires.
About placement of the fire alarms.
And what?
Placement of fire alarms, yeah.
If you have one.
Smoke alarms are designed for the bedrooms. We try to keep them out of the kitchen because I'm not going to mention any names, but you burn a little toast in the kitchen, and to avoid those nuisance alarms, they should be designed for the bedroom, or if you have two bedrooms in close proximity, and the hallway between the bedrooms.
Okay. Okay. What besides the kitchen fires? What in the category of things? What comes next? In terms of
Good questions.
Electricals,
Yeah.
smoke, smoking.
Smoking, unbelievably, is still a very, very common cause of fire. So when we go into the schools, we tell the teachers, we tell the children, if they find matches and lighters, to go find an adult. Careless use of cigarettes and being tossed out car windows, that's one of my pet peeves, big cause of fires. And the number 3 cause of fire in this country is actually due to candles.
Candles, is that right?
So we know what you should have in case your electricity goes off. A flashlight. Very easy for candles to be close to the window where a curtain can be blown into it. Cats and dogs, small children can topple over candles. So flashlights is a good thing to have.
Okay. Typically, in a say a given week, how many fires do you respond to in Ocala? I know it's probably seasonal, obviously.
Yeah, we go to about 16,000 911 calls every year.
911 calls. That includes
about
emergency
80%
as well.
of those are medical emergencies, car accidents. But surprisingly, Ocala does have a relatively high fire load. We go to, and I'm trying to remember from last year, for calendar year 2012, we went to somewhere around 200 working fires.
Wow.
Here in the city of Ocala.
Do we have any fatalities last year?
We did not have any fire fatalities last year, and I don't think we had any the year before, fortunately.
Okay. Well, that's probably a testimony to you guys to a great extent. We have a lot of old houses here.
We
and
do.
A lot of houses that are in disrepair. I mean, that's some of the things that we see all the time, and we see a lot of people hoarding things too. Which is, I had a guy that had a house and it was like going through a trench, and on both sides he had newspapers stacked up.
Yeah, a little hoarding problem.
Yeah,
huh?
you can imagine what would happen in a fire, and he was a heavy smoker as well. So. I mean, it was a scary situation. You guys go out, I know you go out to the schools, but you go out to communities too and talk about fire safety.
Absolutely. We're more than happy to go out and talk to community organizations and homeowners groups.
Okay.
I've talked to church groups. More than willing to share the message.
Okay. Same number to call, get a hold of you guys.
Absolutely.
Just make
That'll
an
be
appointment
perfect.
to come down. And do you go outside the county as well? I mean, in turn the county? I know
Just
that's
inside the city.
Just the city. Yeah, so,
Yes, sir.
So you leave that up to the Marion County people to do the
That's
rest
correct.
of that stuff.
Different organization.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's talk about you a little bit. You just got an award.
I did. I was very honored to have been nominated for an award. It was actually issued through the Elks Lodge here in town.
Mm-hmm.
And
that was for?
I was nominated for my recent promotion to assistant fire chief, and I'm a little embarrassed to say this, but because of my dedication and many of the projects that I've undertaken within the past year.
Yeah, I know you did because I know Mike Mangalusa and some of those guys over there told me you were going to get one. Your dad was bragging about you a little bit. His dad is a big volunteer with the VA upstairs. I know it's Frank.
And a retired firefighter.
And a retired firefighter from New York, right?
That is
City.
correct.
So, and so is Mike, as a matter of fact. So I know they like to recognize firefighters over there, but it's well deserved. Everybody knows you, and you've been a real asset to this community. So
thanks. The Elks ceremony was awesome. Very well attended.
Yeah.
They recognized not only local law enforcement and police officers, firefighters, but also the military.
Yeah, they've been good. As you know, we work with them in terms of meals. They provide a number of meals for us every week, hot meals, to deliver out to the community. So we're real appreciative of that. They're a very involved group. So I'm glad they're doing that. General advice. I mean, you talked about people throwing lits. That ticks me off too, to tell you the truth, because I have a little grassy area in front of my house, a little mall type thing, and people are always flicking cigarettes onto that. And then this time of year, things a little dry out there. Yeah,
absolutely.
So, yeah.
I've been
Is
to
there a
some
penalty
horrific
for that?
fires. It is illegal.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wish law enforcement would have aggressively pursue.
Is
you know,
is that a
when they see
misdemeanor for
happening.
doing that,
I
or
believe
some
so,
sort
but,
of civil penalty?
You know, I see
Yeah.
it happen. I've been to so many calls out on the interstate as an example. Somebody tosses a cigarette out the car window and now into the dry grass. You know, it ignites the fire. By the time they get 20 miles down the interstate, now you have a pretty good fire creating
Mhm.
smoke, and then the cars start crashing into each other. And
Yeah. Well, what
sometimes
people don't
die,
realize
so.
too is the danger it puts you people in. I mean, we just talked about a fireman dying in the line of action, a heart attack. But every time you go out there, I mean, it's a lot of stress on the system. And you know, I don't like the idea of you folks being exposed to something you don't needlessly. Sometimes you know, accidents are going to happen, but when someone flicks that cigarette out, or is just careless or stupid, there's no reason for that.
You know, unfortunately, most fires are preventable, and they happen because of carelessness.
hmm Okay. Well, you have a pretty aggressive fire prevention then, and fire prevention week is. Don't we have a week of that?
Yeah, it's actually designated in October.
Okay.
And it's in October because of the commemoration of the Great Chicago Fire, which occurred in 1871.
Okay. So can I get like an engine next time Dawn's birthday? Can we get an engine out there to kind of be
Well, if you
prepared?
like candles on the cake, it might take 2 engines. Sorry about that, Don.
He knows you, Don. Okay.
We'll blow the candles out.
Is there? I'd like to get you on periodically because you know I talked just before we came in here about the grill situation and people. And down here in Florida, you know, you can have the cold weather, and then the next day you're grilling out, and I know that's an issue too sometimes. Can you talk about that a little bit about the danger there?
Yeah, obviously, if it's a grill, we recommended that it be a safe distance from the structure. Certainly, apartment complexes, things like that, have the enclosed porches. It needs to be out from underneath the overhang of the building. If you're using any type of flammable liquid to start it with, you know,
What was
keeping
the-
children away, just being very careful.
The young reporter that got burnt with the propane because the propane in cold weather apparently sinks. Is that what happened to
that
her?
is true, but I'm
Yeah.
not familiar with the
Yeah,
story.
well, apparently she you know, it was unattended and then she lit it, and of course she got a big flame and her face was burned, her hair was burnt. It was one of the reporters on, I think, CNN or one of the stations. Yeah, apparently she was a pretty bad situation. So they were warning people a couple of weeks ago about, you don't think about those sort of things, but you know, that's a gas, that's a substance that's ignitable, and
Sure
it was
is.
apparently was sinking, and she thought it had dissipated and then lit, and it was still there. So
Can certainly be explosive under the right
yes,
conditions.
and apparently that's what happened to her, and apparently it was cold weather is what it was. So okay. Well, you have anything else you want to hit us with before?
Well,
you,
I thought I was going to be here for 8 hours today.
Well, you know what? It just feels like 8 hours.
I'd just like to leave you with just a few thoughts. If you can learn maybe just, or share just a few of the tips that you learned today. You know, just being very careful about the use of matches and lighters, keeping them out of the hands of children. Being very careful if you choose to use candles. Don't leave the kitchen if you're cooking. And
don't burn the toast, Vivian.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that. But if you need a smoke alarm, certainly come see us and have an escape plan. You know, same thing that we teach in schools. Not everybody's going to go out the same door of the house. So if somebody goes out the front door, somebody goes out the back door, have that common meeting spot and never go back inside.
Very good.
I'd like to add something about the animals, the pets, because people.
You got
run
somebody
back
on the
and
line?
try
No, but he
to
needs
get
a mic.
there.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
yes, and he needs a mic.
Yes, you do have somebody on the line, and yes,
Yeah.
he does need a mic. Well, we'll handle that one at a time. Donald, when you talk on the radio, you need a microphone. Okay. Yeah.
Sorry.
All right. He was listening to you, but see, the folks out there can't. They can hear him going,
I was asking him about pets, and a lot of people go back into a burning house to retrieve their animals, their pets. And I was wondering if he could share some information, guidance on that.
Sure. The good news is that pets are often small, so that they are close to the ground anyway, so they're less exposed often to the smoke. And certainly part of our job as firefighters, we go in to rescue people, to look for people, and we also look for animals. We do carry special oxygen masks on all of our apparatus,
Very
so
good.
that if we do encounter example of cats or dogs who may have been exposed to smoke, we have pretty good resuscitation rates.
Outstanding. Very good.
We used to tell them.
You got a phone call?
Yes.
Okay.
Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning. I don't know if I missed it or not, but did he mention about the clothes dryer vents? And, you know, that's usually a hard item to clean out, that tubing that runs out the
Yeah,
wall?
that's a good point. I'm sure he'll talk to it. Yeah.
Sure, I haven't addressed it this morning, but I will. Often you clean the lint trap, but you don't think about that flexible ductwork that comes off the back of the dryer. So we recommend on a regular basis, if you pull out your dryer, you can disconnect and clean it. And if you're not physically able to do that, perhaps a neighbor or a friend can do it for you. There are companies in town that will come in to do that for you.
Yeah.
But I certainly recommend having your ductwork cleaned for your air conditioning system, your heating system, and that if you call in those contractors, they'll also pull apart your dryer.
Good point. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I hadn't thought about that too, but I know lint is very flammable.
It is.
Brian, I appreciate you coming in. I like to come in every once in a while and talk about these sort of things because you don't realize it till there's a tragedy. And then you pick up the paper and you see a child or a family perish because of something that was preventable. So,
well, thank you so much for having me here today. Y'all be careful out there. I know it's going to get a little cool tonight, so just be careful. And I look forward to speaking with you again in the future.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to it. And don't forget those little plastic helmets for the guys now.
Oh, sure, I can do that.
Looking forward to it. Hey, Tom, you can come on in and say hello. If Tom's with Ford Lincoln of Ocala. Hey, Tom, how you doing, buddy?
Good morning, everyone.
It is a good morning. Nice seeing you. Did you bring us that new car?
No, I did. I brought my new car.
No, but I want my new car.
No, I love my new car.
What do you got, Tom?
I bought a 13 Explorer. Absolutely love it.
Oh, outstanding. Very good.
But
I like
stop in and cut a little ad today, so.
Okay, outstanding. Are you going to be on the air with Larry or something a little bit?
No,
Are you cutting
I'm
an ad?
going to pester Joe for a while.
All right. Well, listen, we hope you guys, I know you guys are doing well. Sales are up. I talk about you guys all the time, particularly.
We appreciate that.
I like that Fusion that's out there. Maybe coming to see you pretty soon. Vivian's bugging me about a car.
You've been a lot
you're
of
going to cut
maybes.
me a heck of a deal.
You've been a lot of maybes, Hank. You need to
I
show
know.
up.
Well, I got to get over there. I know. I'm waiting for my bonus check.
Oh.
Yeah.
Keep waiting.
It's the same thing as the retirement plan. We know the retirement plan's a lottery ticket every Friday.
See, there's more that knows you than you think.
All right, guys, we got a few more minutes. Talk about our golf tournament, Robert. We got one coming up. We're going to get Brian to play. Do you play golf, Brian?
I don't think you want to see me play golf.
No, you'll fit right in.
I can create a few sand traps.
You have not seen us.
Right at home with the guys.
Anyway, we have a golf tournament with WOCA starting on March the 16th.
There you go.
It'll be on Spruce Creek area down south. And we are looking for players and sponsors. Hole in one is going to have a car.
A Ford, not a car, a Ford.
A Ford. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Fords. It's not a Fords are not a car. They're Fords.
It's just slow.
You want that? Would that help?
That would probably help me tremendously. But a whole sponsorship, your name displayed on a green of the one hole, and the whole sponsor is $150.
And you get some mention on WOCA as well.
Yeah, always. And with Larry here, he's always trying to plug this issue that they're number one.
There you go. And we're looking for, no, this is through WOCA, so you make your check out to WOCA for Veterans Golf Tournament.
That's correct.
And it's $60 a person to play, and they're looking for some foursomes to play. So
glad
just
you
get a
can
hold of
remember
WOCA, or you can call my office at 433-2320, or call WOCA and talk to Larry and Joe and all the good folks over here, and we'll play golf. We'll get Brian out there. But Brian, if you play badly, you'll be right at home.
You'll be with us,
and you don't have to worry about broken windows or anything like that down there.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. Okay, guys. What time is it?
5 till.
Do we want to play trivia today, guys?
Yeah, just one game.
One game. We can play trivia. You got to get on the air with us. You know the new rules. You have to come on and take your chances. I may ask you your wife's birthday or something, and you won't know.
Can't be Kathy.
Can't be what?
Kathy.
Oh, no. Kathy already won last week, so it can't be Kathy. No. So if you want to take a chance and play trivia this morning, I'll play trivia with you. I'll maybe ask you a simple question, and maybe Brian has a fire department type question to ask.
So
how many years you've been the Ocala Fire Department in existence?
127 years.
127 years. Okay.
Wow.
No one wants to play this one. Give them the number.
Got to call first. The number is the WOCA Climate Control Source Hotline, 622-WOCA.
In the meantime, John, I didn't ask you. I'm sorry. I know the what do you call it's coming up? The Fort Chaplain ceremony, February 3rd.
Yep. It's this Sunday, right?
Right.
This
February,
Sunday.
Sunday?
Yep.
Okay.
At 3 o'clock.
Okay,
over
very
at the
good.
park.
Yeah.
And there was a nice article in the
Yeah, they did a nice
paper.
article in the paper the other day. Do you have some stuff about your organizations, your spaghetti dinners
Oh,
or
yeah,
something?
We always do our culinary
That
reviews.
us?
We have,
Someone wants to play
we
trivia,
have at
John.
40,
Okay, if you finish that, then
4493
we'll-
over at Candler. Spaghetti is Wednesday night from 4:30 to about 6:30, and fish fry is Friday night, same time. So if you're out in that neighborhood and want a good meal and some good camaraderie and so, just stop by and...
So that's the night you're not there, right?
Yeah, well,
Good
I have sort of been suffering from the cold and staying away, but
Okay.
I got to work Friday, they said.
All right.
That's it.
Good. We got, all right, somebody's on the line. Who's on the line?
Good morning. You're on the air with Hank.
Good morning, Larry. Good morning, Hank. This is June. If no one wants to play, I'll try.
Well, play with us, June. You know, we're gentle. You know how we are.
I'm sure. Yes, you are.
All right, June. I want to know President Obama just got sworn in last week. I want to know the president who was sworn into office in Buffalo, New York.
Buffalo, New York.
Yeah, who was the president that was sworn in there? I got hints. You want hints?
I think I need a good hint.
A good hint. All right. How about Sagamore Hill?
Oh, man.
No?
Door number 2.
Okay. The Rough Riders.
Teddy Roosevelt.
There you go. All right. See? I told you, my hints are better than my questions.
They are awesome. I have a question for you. I got a
Good.
little picture the other day that I picked up with you, and it says to June. This was a while back, Hank's winner, and then it said there's a drawing. I think it's of you, Hank, and I'm wondering if Larry did that.
Yeah, is it? Can we talk about what kind of a drawing it is?
No, just the head profile.
He might have done it. Yeah, Larry's very talented. I didn't know he did that.
And it's amazing. I have it up here. I couldn't throw it away, so I kept it. So Larry, if you did
Is
that,
it right above the litter box for the cat or something? Or
no, not yet. Anyway.
not yet. Yeah, he might have done it. Several people have done them. I don't know why, but they're around.
Now she has
Well,
little bugs.
thank you for holding on to that. I appreciate it. But listen,
I found the refrigerator. Everybody wants to know, is that Hank? I said, yeah, that's right.
very good. Okay. Well, thank you for keeping that. Most people wouldn't have kept it. So.
Okay, well, we did.
Well, thank you, June. Listen, I forgot to bring cards today. By the way, I have to say this. Pete brought in cards for. I embarrassed him last week, so he brought in cards for Chick-fil-A, but I forgot them. But what I'll do in the meantime is I'll give Larry 2 Hamiltons. That's $20.
Oh, wow.
And he'll hold on to
Getting
that.
cash.
That's yours. So you get
Wow.
$20 in cash coming to you. See?
Oh, that's awesome.
So I
And
tell
I'm
people.
still, Hank, I'm still thinking about doing some volunteer work down there. I just
We'll
have to
do
get
that,
my
yeah.
shoulder set away.
Well, when you get to feeling better, come on down, and I promise not to have any of the folks in the studio down with us. So it'll be a lot more enjoyable for you that way.
Yes, it will.
All right, June. Good talking to you,
God
girl.
bless. Thank
Behave
you, guys.
yourself now.
Thank you for all your service and the wonderful things you did for my husband and everybody else.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. And thank you for keeping that picture. Most folks wouldn't have done it. Hey, guys, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Donna, we look forward to having you come in more often. And I don't know what we're going to do with you. We're going to find something that you can do that's useful.
Take out the rubbish.
Yeah, take out the rubbish. Maybe you can do a picture of me. Larry can show you how to use your drawer.
I can.
Yeah, okay. And we're going to get you.
Marine, wasn't I?
Well, the last Marine we had in here was Don Williams, and it took him 12 years, and he hasn't learned to use the mic yet.
I still have my old crayons.
Yeah. All right, guys. Hey, thanks for listening. Thank you for your service, and God bless America, everybody. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it, buddy.
Ocala's information station.